Ever sent money to a friend and realized you can't quite cover the whole bill? We've all been there. Maybe it's splitting dinner after a night out, chipping in for a last-minute birthday gift, or even just paying a roommate back for rent. Thankfully, peer-to-peer payment services like Zelle have made splitting costs a breeze. But with all this digital convenience comes a question: is there a limit to how much you can send with Zelle? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We'll crack open the world of Zelle transfers, explore those sometimes confusing sending limits, and shed some light on how much you can whiz through that app to your friends and family. Now, Zelle itself doesn't have a single, blanket limit for everyone. It's actually a bit more nuanced than that. Here's the thing: Zelle partners with individual banks and credit unions. These institutions set their own limits on how much you can send and receive through Zelle. So, to know your exact limit, you'll need to check with your own bank. They might have the information readily available on their website or mobile app. But fear not, we're not leaving you empty-handed. Let's explore some common Zelle limits from different banks to give you a general idea. Be warned, these are just examples, and your bank might have different restrictions. Big players like Chase have a daily limit of $2,000 for personal checking accounts, while Bank of America allows for transfers up to $3,500 per day. On the other hand, some banks might start you off with a lower limit, especially if you're new to using Zelle. Don't worry, these limits can often be increased over time as you build a transaction history. There's another key factor to consider: are you sending or receiving money? While sending limits exist, there are typically no limits on how much you can receive with Zelle. That means you can play resident piggy bank for your friends and family without any restrictions on your end, as long as they stay within their sending limits, of course. Here's a quick tip: if you ever run into a situation where you need to send more than your daily limit, some banks allow you to link an additional account, like a savings account, to increase your sending power. But remember, always check with your bank for their specific policies before getting started. Now, limits are important, but they're not the only thing to keep in mind with Zelle. Remember, it's designed for sending money to people you know and trust. Zelle transactions typically happen very quickly, and once the money is sent, it's generally gone. There's usually no way to reverse the transaction, so be super careful about who you send money to. Don't get caught in a Zelle scam. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So, that's the lowdown on Zelle limits. It all boils down to checking with your bank for specifics, keeping an eye on sending versus receiving, and prioritizing safe transactions with people you trust. With a little planning and these handy tips, Zelle can be a super convenient way to send and receive money quickly and easily. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.